Archangel Michael was just like, come off and try again. So that's what I've done. I've come off, I've tried again, and then everyone's kind of bounced up. So thank you for joining me, everyone. Like I say, I was going to have a guest this week. She's an amazing lady, but it hasn't flipping worked. So I'm going to have to now wait until next week now for her to join us. She's a lovely, lovely lady, and you would love her. And I think, you know, it's okay to come on here every week, but then when I'm just doing readings all the time, I'm talking about the angels, you know, this is my show. It is nice to, you know, give something else to the people that watch, rather than just me and talk about all sorts of different things. This is, you know, this is what my show's about. It isn't just about the angels, for helping everyone, really. You know, it's important that at this time we you know, we help each other, and as much as we can, basically. So yeah, just letting you know that yes, I'm here. I'm here. So honestly, sometimes it's just so flipping difficult, and you know, when you're not really like a buff when it comes to you know, all this techie stuff, I kind of like gets a bit lost on me. So so yeah, but I'm gutted because yeah, my guest couldn't join us, but she'll be here next week. Her name's Rosanna LeMayo. She's such a fantastic person, and she, in her own right, she's amazing at what she does. So she'll be with us next week. My show today is really unplanned, off the cuff, and considering I've just got on, I will be doing my hour show, even though I'm late. If you want to stay with me, I'd much appreciate it. If you don't, because I know it is late in Australia, but I really appreciate all of you dropping on and saying hello to me. And I thank Archangel Michael for getting me here and doing what I needed to do for you to see me and for me to have a show today. So thank you, Mr. Michael. Like I say, I hope everybody's okay. I've been hearing I have friends in Australia. I have a friend in Darwin, and she was saying that you've gone back into lockdown, I believe, up there. You know, I don't watch a lot of the news here because it's all doom and gloom, and it makes me very, very anxious. So I don't watch the news, and I think it's mostly lies, and it's mostly rubbish anyway. Hi, Nicole. And, you know, it is a trigger for me for anxiety. You know, so I try to keep away from the news, to be honest, and you know, stay in my sovereign self and what makes me happy at the end of the day. You know, I've got to do that. I've got to, you know, keep in that space and not be distracted from the outside world, because the outside world is just fabricated rubbish anyway. Really, a lot of it. It is. I got Eeyore today. You know me, the regulars that watch me, they'll know I do like me Disney. I'm a bit of a child when it comes to Disney, even though there's some apparently horrible agendas to Disney. It's like Michael says, it's what, if it makes you happy, you know. If there's other agendas to it, it doesn't matter. It's how it makes you feel inside. So I hope everyone out there is having a good week and things are going your way. Collective energy this week, it doesn't feel so depressive and suppressive as it has been. You know, we're now into Jupiter retrograde, which takes us through into October. Yeah, like I said last week, as a Sagittarian, I have to, yeah, it affects what I say. I'm not very filtered anyway sometimes, so there you go, people. So yeah, finally on. That's a good thing. I will obviously do some readings today. I don't know what else to talk about. You're not actually saying much, Mr. Michael, so maybe I should get on and do some readings today for people. Thing is, Jordan, Narajo, it's really, free will is such a hard thing because, you know, I've been doing this for years and years and years. I think I gave my first reading when I was about 18. I'm now 52. I've been doing it years and years and years and years. The thing is, honey, and I feel I should bring this up, free will is a very hard thing to predict. So you can have an energy going one way. I had it with me recently with a guy, and I had this energy one way, and I've got a friend who's does similar to me, and she said, oh, this energy with you and him, I can see marriage, and that was the way at that point the energy was going, but his free will, he just dropped off. And that is the thing with free will. It's very unpredictable. It's very hard for any psychic medium to say that something's definitely going to happen because it's someone's free will. And I always say it can turn on a sixpence, and it can. It can. If somebody has something in their head and they're like, nah, like he did, then it's like, bomb, you know? And it's a very hard thing to predict, free will. It really, really is. So that's one thing, you know, I can, as a psychic medium, clairvoyant, I can, you know, kind of predict on where the energy's going. But to actually, yeah, with free will, it's a very, very hard thing. And I think any psychic medium or anyone that does what I do will tell you that, you know, you can predict to a certain degree, but you can't always say for definite, because that's down to that person. And necessarily with what happened with me, you wouldn't have necessarily thought that that would have happened, but it was his choice, his free will. I didn't have a say on it, no one did. And that's down to him, that's not down to me. I always think what's for you won't go by you, and, you know, Spirit just kept saying something better for me. So that's absolutely fine. I hold him in love and I move forward, you know what I mean? But just know that predicting whether somebody's going to do something or not, it's very difficult with free will. It is, because like I said, it can turn on a sixpence. It really can. You can say where the energy's going and you think, yes, it could happen, but it doesn't always. And like I say, that happened for me really recently. So I'm hearing to bring that up. Because yeah, things can just change. It's like the film Sliding Doors, you know, but always know that what's for you won't go by you. There was a lesson, however, Michael's wanted me to bring up with you, to tell you there was a lesson with this gentleman that I had to learn and experience. And it wasn't that, actually, it was something totally different. So there you go. But I'm a big believer of what's for you won't go by you. So if that ever happens to any of you out there and you think, oh my God, this guy was for me, I thought he was this, that, and the next thing. No, not necessarily. Because it might have just been that he brought an experience or she brought an experience into you, and there's something better for you, which is what the angels have been telling me. So I haven't, I'm not doom and gloom on it. I've just moved forward and thank the universe and the angels for that experience, you know, because the actual experience was something quite unbelievable. He actually, I'll tell you the story because I literally share everything. It doesn't bother me. I haven't got anything to hide, you know. I wear my heart on my sleeve and all the rest of it. But what he did, the lesson was, he went to a white witch and she was trying to mess with my energy, and I knew it. I knew she was trying to do it. And the lesson was that I knew somebody was trying to mess with my energy, and she wasn't able to do it. So that was the experience. But if I'd ever saw him again, I'd have pulled him for it, because that's not on. It's underhanded. He could have told me, which he did not do. and he kind of went underhandedly about it, and you kind of think, well, if you were doing that, what else would you be underhanded with? So things happen for a reason. We don't always know why at the time, but yeah, that I certainly, you know, it was underhanded. And when you do what I do, you can feel when someone, well, when, I would say, not coming from an ego sense, but when you do what I do and you're good at what you do, you can feel when someone's trying to do that. And I certainly felt it, and I wasn't happy at all, because I don't like all that witchy shit anyway, excuse the pun, but I don't. It's dirty, crappy energy. It's not nice. It's sticky, icky you. I don't like it. I only do anything with the light, so that I didn't appreciate. But that was the lesson I knew. So, you know, and that's what I'm saying, guys. Things, you know, things happen for a reason. We don't always know why at the time. And people coming in and out of our lives, do you know what I mean? For certain experiences, and that's why he came into my life. Although I thought on paper he was amazing, but in reality, no. So know that you know, spirit know best, really. And if it's, you know, if it's for you, it stays. If it's not, it goes. You know, and the thing is to keep an open view and open mind to see those lessons and experiences that people might bring into your life, you know. And it's very true, because you usually find once that a person or a friend's come into your life for a certain time or a certain reason, then they fall away afterwards, you know, and because they've served their purpose in your life, you know. You don't have to feel bad about that. That's part of seeing and understanding experiences and lessons that you're learning as a soul while you're evolving on this plane. You know, that's my dog. That's, you know, what it's all about. And people, you know, they have to feel, oh my God, drama, or, you know, there's no drama. Just people come into your lives, do you know what I mean, for certain experiences and lessons. And, you know, sometimes it's hard for us not to take things personally. I'm glad you love it, Deb. You know, but know that that's what happens. So, you know, with this gentleman, this guy, it's fine. There's, you know, hold him in love, move forward. You know, there's something better out there. Do you know what I mean? For me. And he'll come when he's ready. And this is, you know, another thing with divine timing that we forget, because we don't see a physical ending to what we want. We get frustrated, we get pissed, you know, get pissed off, excuse the pun. And you think that you don't see the wheels turning of divine timing, you know, that are working towards your dreams and what you want in life. And we end up getting frustrated. You know that frustration is low vibrational, and that doesn't help bringing it, the universe to bring it to you, you know. The more relaxed you are about stuff, and I think this is a funny thing that coaches don't necessarily coach about manifestation and all this. The more chilled you are about something, seriously, the easier it is for the universe to bring it to you, you know. And that's something they don't always talk a lot about. But the more chilled you are, the you know, that's coming in on a better energy to bring things to you. But know that, you know, what's for you doesn't go by you at the end of the day, and there's always a reason, you know, for everything. Even if you don't see it, you just have to open your mind and to understand there is a reason for everything, you know, a divine reason. Even if you don't see it, you don't get that. But it'll be working towards you evolving as a soul, and, you know, understanding that the angels have your back. You know, that literally the angels. I don't worry about anything in life anymore. I don't. There's no point. I just say, angels, please, can you take this from me? Can you help me with this? Can you make this situation, you know, lift the load from me? And, you know, they do it. It's a very, some people, they're not happy unless they're worrying. It's a pattern within them, you know. They think, oh my God, I've got to worry about something. I had a lady yesterday, she's lovely, I go and see, and she's the same. She's not worried and churning herself up about something. She thinks that's not life. It's just a pattern that she's taken on in this life, but she doesn't need to worry. You know, I don't. I just, angels, you know, can you please help me? Can you sort this through, please? And, you know, they're always working to our highest good. But understand with divine timing, guys, that, you know, you can't always see the cogs of life turning, but know that, you know, they're working for your highest good and the highest outcome of what you're going through, you know, just to trust and have faith. And I'm not going on about the God, you know, I'm not, because obviously angels are God's source and, you know, messengers. But because I'm not overly God's, you know, prime creator, I do. And I'm grateful that they created this planet, because it's a beautiful place, you know. I love coming here. I absolutely adore it and have a lot to be thankful for, as well as I'm grateful for my gifts and everything in my life I'm grateful for, including the angels, because without them I couldn't live my life, and that's the truth. That's the truth. I couldn't. I do everything by them, especially Michael. I work very closely with Archangel Michael, but there's loads I work with. There's so many I can't even mention them. There is so many. All right then. God, time goes so quick. 17 minutes. Stacey, I'm going to pull a card for you, I think, Stacey. I feel like you could do with some fun time, Stacey, Ray. I feel you could do a bit of fun time. It feels like you're, like, I don't know, they're showing me that you're here, there and everywhere, not just for yourself, for you. I don't know, but I see a lot of fun energy around you, and that's why I'm going to just pull a fairy card for you, I'm hearing. Just, you know, because I love this deck. They're quite, they're very, well, like fairies, you know, fairy energy. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, isn't that funny? That's what I kind of got for you. And the card is find balance. And I definitely think that is something you could do with. And that's so amazing, because that's the energy I got for you. It feels like you, like, spread yourself thin. You're here, there and everywhere. And the card is find the balance between your work, rest and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony and productivity in your life. Take a power nap, which is really interesting. I'm hearing you could, if you get time, is to meditate, because it would help just chill you a bit. I just see your mind as here, there and everywhere. That's how it feels. You're like, it's like your mind jumps here, there and everywhere, because it's got so much in it. That's how it feels. So maybe you could, I'm hearing, just take some time out for you, if that's at all possible, because you seem to be there for everyone else and not yourself. You come at the end of a, pardon me, a long line. So I hope that helps. Deb, yeah, I got to move on, Debs. No point holding on to stuff, hon. No point holding on. Tina. I'm gonna pull my cards this week, because I don't normally pull my cards very often, Tina. So I'm gonna pull my cards. I've got Angel Guide deck by Mr. Carl Gray. I have to kind of support the UK people as well as American or whatever. I'm always trying to do that, but they're nice cards. They're really bright and that's quite interesting. I'm just going to pull another one. I feel like you need to let go of some things, Tina, from the past. I don't know if you're quite healed. I hope this resonates with you, Tina. If you can let me know. I just feel like your heart's still mending. It feels like you're still needing to work through things from the past. And I'm hearing, can you just drop any guilt attached to it? Because this is what, I just feel like there's a guilt factor here. that's attached to it, and it feels like, okay, I'm here in spirit. It feels like you've brushed it under the carpet. I hope this is resonating with you, because this is what they're showing me. You've kind of, yeah, brushed it under the carpet, and, you know, don't be scared to kind of, okay, emotionally go back to that and review it and work it through, I'm hearing. Because it feels like there was blame put on you, and, you know, it feels like, I don't know, like a bullying sense, like a bullying feeling, with this energy, like it was, you were made to feel it was your fault, or this situation was all down to you. And I'm hearing that, you know, it kind of like made you think that it was. This is how it feels. I hope this is resonating with you, Tina. But it feels like you just need to release that and let it go, because this wasn't actually, I'm hearing, down to you. It's got a real, like, yeah, it's got a real, like, bullying energy, it feels like to me, you know, like put in your place. This is how it feels. But it does kind of feel past tense. It does feel like it is in the past and not particularly now. But it feels like they're bringing it up because, yeah, they want you to release that. If you've got anything attached to that energetically wise, as in guilt or, you know, shame, I'm hearing, just let it go, because because they're bringing up to you that it really wasn't your doing. Okay, yeah, it feels like it just really wasn't your doing, this situation, but it was made to feel like it was your wrongdoing. And they're saying, you know, you need to understand that it wasn't you. It wasn't you. That's all I keep hearing. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. And I'm hearing, I've pulled the card for you, strength and guidance, and I'm hearing Michael quite clearly say, ask the angels in, call them, ask them for help with this and any matter for you, and to give you strength. You know, you can get through these times, because it feels like, I don't know if there's mind fog here, there's depression, but it feels like you've been quite, like, shut down in the past. And all I'm hearing is, just ask the angels for help with these things. You're not alone. You don't have to go, okay, you don't have to go through things on your own. I kind of feel you, and you're quite insular. And it feels like, because you have that strong side to you, I hope this is resonating, but I'm just hearing, you know, call them in for help. Call them in for help, I'm hearing. I hope this helps, because it's not a nice energy I'm getting for you from the kind of the past. I just, you know, I feel like, yeah, it's quite demonstrative energy. And I feel for you, because it feels like that you've been made to feel responsible for this situation or situations, and it, you know, it's not. And I feel like it shut you down, like you're closed your heart off, because that's the only way you could, I'm hearing, cope with it. So call upon the angels for guidance and strength. Okay, I really hope that helps, because it's not a nice energy, to be honest with you. And I feel for you, because I feel that you are, you know, you've come through it and you've grown stronger, but it still wasn't a pleasant time. And that's where, hi Ben, that's where they're kind of bringing it up for you, I feel. I really hope that helps. Bless you. Bless your little heart. God, I feel like I've got a feather in my eye. Thanks for that, Agent. I get itchy when they come, you know what I mean? I get all itchy. So yeah, I really hope that helps. Yeah, it wasn't the nicest energy I was getting, bless your heart. I feel like, Wendy, you want to go in a different direction, or have you gone in a different direction recently, career-wise? Feels like there's boredom here. Wendy? I feel like you're bored with what you're doing. Does that resonate with you? I don't know, it feels like it's not fulfilling you in... I don't know. It feels like you're being pushed into a direction with your career that you're not actually 100% kind of happy with. I think there's parts of it that kind of you like, but there's quite a lot of it. Oh, I hope so, honey. Tina, it wasn't a nice energy, sweetheart, and I hope you've come through that, because you've got to come from self-love, I'm hearing, okay? Love you, darling. Going back to Wendy, I don't know, it feels like some of your job you love and other parts of it you can't stand. That's how it feels. It feels like it doesn't really make your heart sing. And I'm not sure that you will end up in this career you're in. It feels like there's re-education. You're going to move forward and do something else, but have the knowledge to know that you can do that. You don't, because I feel like you're backed in. Yeah, I know, but you're not sure which direction to go, but it feels like you've backed into a bit of a corner now. That's how it feels. They're showing me it's like you got your back up against the wall. This is how it feels. Oh, sorry, Wendy Harvey. No, Wendy Neville. Sorry. Sorry. I should have said the surname. But I think with you, it feels like you got your back up against the wall. Yeah, exactly. But this is time for re-education for you. This is what I'm hearing. Because this job was not making your heart sing. There was elements about it that you liked and you enjoyed, but it was becoming like a noose round your neck, really, a weight. But I see re-education here. So I think this is a time for you to now, you can apply for other jobs, sure, because you've got to keep that money rolling in, I'm hearing. But I'm hearing long term, I've got a feeling you'll be re-education for you. I think you now need to look at what you would like to do rather than just something that's paying the bills, is what I'm hearing. But I definitely see re-education for you. I know, it's so true. Because that's what they're telling me. So, listen, we've got to put food on the table. We know that, okay? But there's re-education coming. Re-education for you. And I feel like, you have got to look at the elements of what you love to do, what makes your heart sing, and you've got to go for that. You're going to school now, yeah, I thought so. So like I say, you've got to home in on what makes your heart sing, I'm hearing, because it feels like you're going to be unstoppable. Like, once you're actually, like, doing what you love, you know what I mean, and you're making your heart sing, it's going to more than give you that spring in your step, It feels like you're going to be unstoppable. I see you're very much a people person, and you're diplomatic. You're a diplomat. You're really, really good at governing people in the right way, because you're not egoed, I'm hearing, which is really, really interesting. And even if you're quite that shy, retired, you don't always see yourself. You get the best out of people. You're very diplomatic with people, and you are a people person for sure. And I kind of feel Spirit is saying you get people doing stuff for you that other people couldn't get them to do. You know what I'm saying? You've got a way about you with people, and I hear that this will serve you in your business, because you're going to have your own business. You're not going to be working for... Yes, you are, I know. Because you can have your own business, and this is where I'm, they're not sharing with me what, but they're saying you can have your own business, and it's going to put you in good stead for the future. So rather than thinking like this, just open your mind a bit more, I'm hearing, on actually what you want to do. And, you're actually doing it, I'm hearing. But the thing is, it feels like you need the pat on the back to say, yes, you're heading in the right direction. And that's what I'm hearing. You're heading in the right direction. So you're doing what you're meant to be doing at this time, I'm hearing. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's what they're sharing, because it feels like you're questioning that, and you're like, oh, do you know what I mean? Yeah, of course you are, because you're going to have your own business, for sure. But this is validation, because Michael's saying, well, Spirit is saying, not so much Michael, but Spirit is saying that you know, it's like, you know, you need that validation, that, you know, you're heading in the right direction. You know, and this is the validation for that. If you want a private reading, Wendy, contact me after the show. You can get me at SUZI, Suzi Parrett, on Facebook. For my private readings are very good at giving direction, and yeah, they're just good stuff, whatever's relevant. But that's fine, Wendy. I'm glad I've helped you with that, because I feel you fight quite a lot with it, and it's confidence I'm hearing. So have the confidence, Wendy, please, to move forward, because you are heading in the right direction, I'm hearing. So there's validation for that. Okay, I hope that helps, hon. I hope that helps you. But yeah, I do have to charge for my hourly readings, guys, because I do have to keep a roof over my head. But I wouldn't say I'm overly expensive. It's for an hour. They're normally recorded for you, so you always have them. And I love doing them, and it's all about helping people. I'm a spiritual coach as well, so I can help put people in the right direction. Oh, I thank you, Wendy. That's so lovely for you to say. I love what I do, and you know, this is the whole part of me being here, serving others. But yeah, I do have to charge for my readings, because I have to keep a roof over my head. Hi, Jackie. Your energy's feeling better, my darling. You're feeling a lot calmer, Jackie. That's nice for me to feel, to be honest. Because I think you realise that there's all this worry wasn't serving you, which is what Michael was saying to you as well. You know, there's nothing negative can happen with that at all. Between that scenario, you know, I don't want to go too personal with you, the court thing, but you know, it wasn't serving you to be, you know, so stressy about it, you know, and your energy feels a lot calmer. So I'm really glad about that, Jackie. I am really glad, because you deserve to be happy, sweetheart. And you know, this man's energy of trying to control and suffocate, you know, there's only so long he can do it. Oh, well done, Ben. I'm so pleased. Good. That was all that was for you, Ben, as well, was just that divine timing for it to all drop in and for it to start moving forward. You know, it's like I was saying earlier, divine timing. A lot of us, we want things now, and we can't physically see those divine timing cogwheels turning in our lives, because we don't feel we're physically moving forward. And that's something that Michael brings up all the time, that, you know, you are moving forward. And that was the thing for you, Ben. You weren't moving forward. It was just going to fall into place when it was meant to. So that's lovely to know. I'm so grateful for that, Ben. You know, because I did see such good things coming forward. You know what I mean? Good. Thank you, Jackie. I'm so pleased, because I know he's there with you, and I think this is a lot of the calming as well. I'm hearing Shamuel's been around you as well, and I'm hearing Shamuel, Jackie, is actually working on the love thing with you, making you feel good about you, I'm hearing. So that's good. That's good. This is what it's all about, you know, readings. Yeah, it's nice to be able to bring spirit from your loved ones as well, but my readings are very relevant to what's going on in your life, you know, at that time. And that's what, you know, spirit, who I work with, the angels, you know, it's very relevant to you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's amazing, Ben, and I always knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when, hun. It was just a matter of when. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if I keep losing connection, because it's a nightmare. Me getting on here sometimes. Hayley. Hayley. You're from New Zealand. Hi, hun. Oh dear. You feel like you're lacking a bit of direction as well, Hayley. Yeah, that's nice though. But your heart's open anyway, Jackie. My first thing is, what does he want? I don't know. That question just came to me. It's like, what does he want? Does he want friends or does he want relationship? That's what I was hearing, Jackie, with that. So, interesting. Interesting. I've got one thing to say, Jackie, before I leave this situation. Has he got commitment issues? That's all I'm hearing. So I'm just saying that. I'm sorry, I'm not being negative, but that's what I'm hearing. Oh, that's what I'm hearing. So spot on, Hayley, my little darling. Bless your heart. Ooh, God, the cards are jumping all over the place. Now this is really interesting for you, Hayley, because sometimes I kind of feel like you don't see the silver lining, you know. And it's funny because when I started the show, I said about the situation that I'd had with a gentleman recently, and you know, I just looked for the lesson and the experience in it, and that's what it was. That, oh, I'm glad you thought the same, Jackie, because that's what I've got. So I'm just telling you. And that's where I'm at, Hayley, because it feels like you're an overthinker as well sometimes, but you don't always see the, yeah, it sometimes feels like, tell me off, Hayley, but it sometimes feels like you go down a road with your thoughts that you can go quite deep into things that you don't need to go. That's what they're kind of sharing with me. And I've got the most beautiful card from the fairy deck, which is, I love this, which is another British lady, Karen Kay, and she does the mermaids and the fairies. But a beautiful card, look, of hope. And what I love about this, hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. And this is where I'm coming in on, bless your heart, Hayley. You kind of go down this long, long road, with, you know, in your brain space. And you've turned it into something else in a way. That's how it feels. And what Spirit are asking you to do is you can stop that from doing that. You can see you're going to go down that road and you can change your mind space, your thought process. Because the thing is, Hayley, what I'm being told to remind you is you have to be knowing that, you know, what we put to the universe comes back to us. This is what they're reminding me of for you, Hayley. Just to be aware of your thought process, because that it's going to keep coming back at you and not serve you, I'm hearing, you know, so that isn't going to serve you. And I've got to be honest, guys, because there is I can't remember his name. He wrote a book called Mind Frick. He's a great coach. Not a spiritual coach, a life coach. He's American. I can't even think of his name, but the book's Mind Frick, and it's amazing book, because basically, cut a long story short, Hayley, is what it says is obviously what we think manifests. Yeah, we kind of know that. But he's basically what the book's about. If you can rein in your brain, and stop it from jumping and going negative and doing all stupid things, you can actually, those negative thoughts, or you stop doing that type of pattern so much, because you can see that it's not going to serve you, and then you're able to change. You're able to change that pattern. It's not Tony. No, it's called Mind Frick. But like I say, it's an amazing book. It's going to bug me, guys, so just bear with me, because I'm going to have to flip and look it up, because it's going to drive me mad. But he's a coach. I can't even think his name. You're going to laugh. Mind Frick. Yeah. It's a bestseller by Harvard. Harv. I'm terrible pronunciation. Oh, good grief. I can't even say his surname, but I've read it. It's really interesting, but it gives you that. His name is Harveker. Now, it's a bestseller, for sure. And I'll see if I can get the front of it up just to show you. But it was an interesting book. Nevertheless, if it didn't serve you, do you know what I mean? It was just an interesting book. And it was the concept of how to... Sorry, I got the angels a minute here. It was the interesting concept of how you can help rein your brain in, and get it kind of working for you. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you probably can't. It's not a good thing in the cover, but it was a good book. Honest to God, it was a good book. Can you see that? Mind Frick. I think you can get it for free now. I think it's, but it was just the whole concept of the fact that you can actually help yourself by the way you think, and that's what I was hearing. I don't even know what his name is, but he's well renowned, and if you get him on Facebook, he's always doing live talks and that. He's really high vibrational, but it's a book that do you know what I mean? That would just, it's an interesting read anyway. It gives you that you know, that whole thing about your mind. But that's where I was with that, was just the fact that, you know, be aware of your thoughts is what I'm hearing, Hayley. It was just be aware of your thoughts and how you know, you think, because how it can serve you best, you know. And the thing is, after reading this book, and personally, the negative thoughts that I was having 5 years ago, for instance, they're not there now, because the more if I get a negative thought, of course I do, but I can knock them out the park and they don't return. And the less negative thoughts you have, the less they come, because you're not resonating that to the universe. That's where I'm at with that. I hope that makes sense, guys. I hope that makes sense. But it's obviously, I'm hearing to just discuss that with you, because I got a screenshot. I'm trying to find it. Thanks. I think it's free. I think there's an ebook out there, but it's just an interesting concept of how your mind works, and it really helped me 5 years ago to just kind of stop myself going down these long tunneled, useless ways of using my brain. You know, not even in an egoed way. Just, you know, it just wasn't serving me. And now, you know, if those negative energies come back in, or something I don't like said, I hit it out the park with my bat, as I call it, and you know, I don't get them so much, or at all, really. And they're really odd, because when you start recognising that's a negative thought, it's like, sod off, delete through, you know. It's just, I was just told to mention it to you, Hayley, so I hope that helps. I really, really do. And I'm just here and have a little bit of faith in you. I feel like you're holding yourself back. I don't know what it is. If it's the fact you've got these ideas but you're not implementing them, I'm hearing, and you're not. It's like you haven't got the courage. You need to work on your confidence. I'm hearing you've got really good ideas. I'm hearing as well. So I'm hearing, keep it in-house. Don't share it with everyone, I'm hearing, because you don't want anyone taking those ideas, because they're bloody good ideas. But what I'm hearing, just do some research on it, these ideas, do some research, and then see how you can implement it, you know, and just have the confidence to do that. That's how it feels. I hope that's resonating with you. Yeah, you are holding yourself back because you don't feel worthy. Yeah, I get it, hun. But also, this is where they're bringing in this mind thing as well. So for me, it's all about having confidence, loving, self-love, and also helping yourself with this brain space, because that's what I feel is holding you back. It's a collective of the three. You know, the self-love, the negative thoughts, and the confidence. It kind of, you know, so that's why they're bringing it up. And, you know, guys, we're never too old to learn something new, to a different concept. And that, for me, Hayley, was definitely what I was hearing about, the different concept of how our brain works and in understanding. Because you have to understand with your brain space, it's like anything, like our life space, you know, on how we do things and what we attract. It's okay, I'm hearing you. It's all patterns. That's where I'm at with that. And that's what they're bringing up. And that's what they want you to see. The pattern of your mind, as well as the pattern of your life, I'm hearing. And I mean, you can only change when you know how to, is what I'm hearing. So, you know, once you understand, you can make changes, is what I'm hearing, Hayley. So I hope that's really helped you. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. So I'm just hoping that gives you something, they're showing me like a basis for you to work on. I hope that helps, my beautiful girl. And if you want a reading, I'm here. Because I love doing my readings. So yeah, I hope that helps. Right, Jade. Yeah, just know, Ashley, that your little boy came in for that experience, okay? Because we all go on about, you know, death. It's shit, you know. I've lost two children through miscarriage in later stages, but it's shit, you know. They're still souls, but you just know that, you know, that as souls. Start with you, Hayley. Start telling yourself what a wonderful soul you are, and start believing it. That's where you can start, my love. That's easy. That's what I'm hearing. So know that. I kind of, you know this horrible experience with losing your son. Absolutely, you know, that it's horrible. It's heart-rending. It's the worst. Like I say, I've you know, experienced this myself. 2 boys in the heaven plane with my family, and I have none physical, none. no, it's not sob sorry. It's just it's an experience. But know that your son would have come in for that experience, because there is no death. So, because actually, I couldn't do what I do. I can, you know, see the death, speak to the dead if there was death. So you have to understand that he came, you know, in that soul came in for that experience, and it, you know, for me to say that, it doesn't make a situation any better. It doesn't stop you hurting. It doesn't stop you, you know, it's just horrible. It's just not a nice experience. And like I've said before, solely the soul can enter again in another physical child. That's true. I think you have to forgive yourself, Ashley. I kind of feel like you blame yourself for this situation, and you have to know that little soul had agreed to come in for that experience, you know, in his life plan, and you have to know that. And I kind of feel you keep blaming yourself that it was something to do with you. No, it wasn't. It was the fact that that little beautiful soul had agreed that experience. And this is, you know, it's another experience in life. I know it's shitty, I know it hurts, please, I understand, but you have to know that that beautiful little baby boy, that's what he'd agreed to in his life plan. True. And it's very, very probable he can enter as another child, a physical child. So know that as well. You know, I think this is the fallacy on this earth that we're fed, you know, death, doom and gloom, and there is no death. I couldn't do my job if there was. They just, you know, we come in for certain experiences written into our life plan, and then when it's our time, we go home. That's all we're doing. We're going home. We're not, the body dies, we come in for the in-body experience, it gives up the ghost, as I call it, and then we go home. There's no death. And, you know, we are kind of programmed on this plane that we are to, you know, be a mess, you know, when somebody passes. Yes, it's not great, but you know, it's an experience, and to know that they live on, there is no death, you know, and we miss them, of course. Good grief, I've experienced so many people die around me, my family. I lost my dad when I was a child. You know, but know that there is no death, and they've gone home. And yes, guys, I am lucky. Yes, I do hear my dad come in and talk to me, and I do have the rest of my family. You know, I am lucky as a psychic medium to know that, but I still miss them in the physical, you know, I still miss them so much in the physical, you know, that never leaves, that never goes. Yeah, but there's blame here. This is what I'm saying. This is what the whole thing I got with this scenario. There is blame here. There's guilt here to do with this little boy. And, you know, you can't do that to each other, because it was something he agreed to solely when he came in, even though he was in your belly and he didn't come in the physical. You know, there's a lot, and that's where that's the energy I was getting. There's a lot of blame, guilt, and it's neither of your fault. It's just like I say, a shitty experience, but it's not anything to do with you, because that was agreed in his life plan. And you see, when people actually understand how it works, I'm not saying it makes it easier, but you probably get it, the fact that, you know, he went home, you know, and at the moment in this world, bless him, you know, who knows, but it's, you know, they're alive. Just because, you know, they've passed, they're alive. You know, my nan brings my boys in, my two boys, all the time. You know, she usually brings them in holding hands. You know, she one either side of her. So, you know, this my darling, wasn't your Ashley. It was. You can't blame yourselves. You can't blame each other for this. You know, you really, really can't. Like I say, just an atrocity, a heart-rendering experience that you've had. But believe it or not, you would have agreed to have had that experience as well on this plane at this time, the same as I did. You know, to lose one, but to lose two, and then to have none in the physical has not been an easy ride, even for someone like me. And it's not a sob story. It hurts. I get that. But you need to know the truth, and that is the truth, honey. So please do not blame yourselves or each other for that. Like I say, a most crappy experience. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I really wouldn't. It's horrible. And I know. So my heart goes out to you, and I send you all my love, and I ask the angels to help heal you and work with you. But no, that was an experience that you would have agreed to, Ashley, and the little soul of your son as well. So, and know he's okay, and know he's living on, and he's in the heaven plane. And if, like I say, it's very probable if you have another child, a boy, he would come in as a physical child. So that's the truth as well. So it's a funny old game, life, and you wonder, I think, a lot of the time as to why we agree to it. Because of the pain and the hurt and the loss, you know. And even for someone like me, you know, I say the same. You know, I lost my dad and this and my boys, and you think, why the heck would I agree to that? Because it broke me at the time. It really, really broke me. But then in the understanding of it and learning from it and you know, getting that. But please just do not hold guilt between you. Because there wasn't anything you could have done, Ashley, and this is where I'm at with that for you. You know, it's very much of, if I'd done this different, if I'd done that. No, darling, he wasn't meant to stay this time round. Honestly. So you know, I am sorry for your loss. I am sorry for your pain, because it is horrible. It really is. But once you try to have an understanding, it can help you cope better. I'm not saying, gosh, you're gonna, you know, like, forget him, or it's gonna get easier. It doesn't. It's painful. It is painful. Sorry, it is. You know, like I say, even for someone like me, I miss my boys. I miss my dad. You know, it's shit. But no, he's okay. Okay? No, he's okay. Okay? That is very true, Jason. Very wise words, my beautiful man, that is. It is. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, you got to forgive, Ashley, for any part you think you played, and your husband as well. You've got to forgive each other, because it wasn't, you know, it wasn't either of your fault. And this is, you know, do not blame or think that you did anything, Ashley, honestly, because that was the experience you were meant to have. Okay. Gosh, I'm choked. I am actually choked, because it's such a hard one to swallow. Do you know what I mean? It just is. So I hope that's helped. God love you. I really do. Well, my beautiful people, if any of you want a reading, like I say, connect with me at SUZI PARRETT on Facebook. Add me as a friend, and we can. I can give you a reading, because I really love what I do, and it's all about helping people. You know, it's all about helping people. So yeah, forgiveness is an act of self-love, of course, for sure. And just loving everyone that's joined today. I really hope that helped. And just loving you all for joining me, because it is late in Oz right now. But thank you guys. I'll be back next week, hopefully with a guest. But thank you guys. Much love to you. Honestly, thank you. Love you. Bye.